So it isn't the action, it isn't that behavior, wasn't what you did that caused you to lose it all. It was the split energy that happened with you about it. At first, feels like the path of least resistance to help somebody do something. But after a while, they get entitled and demanding, and there gets to be more of them. And so when you are able to stay in alignment no matter what, you are refueled and resourced, and there will never be an ending to what flows through you. But in the moment that you get crossways of that so that the replenishment stops, then it's all falling away. Then there's more going out than's coming in. So we're not having this conversation about the rightness or the wrongness of helping anyone out, because there's plenty of helping out that we think is a lovely thing to do. It brings you a lot of satisfaction in so many ways. It's the replenishing of the supply that is mandatory, that is critical, that matters. And so it's not about what you should do that's different. It's that you've got to find a way to feel about it. Whatever you're doing, you got to find a way to line up with it. The worst thing in the world that you can do is to continue to do something that doesn't feel good. So the subject isn't, is the action right or wrong? The subject is, how do I feel about it? And sometimes you have to take some actions in order to figure out what the path of least resistance is. For example, let's say that you're with us on this. You're sort of getting the sense that maybe you should just cut them all off. Too many people demanding too much from you, so just cut them all off. And so now the rent isn't paid. Is that the path of least resistance? We don't think so. We don't think somebody not being able to pay the rent is what you were looking for. If you care about how you feel, and you're just saying, from where I stand, which is the only place that you can be, from where I stand, what is the path of least resistance? And eventually you'll get all the way, but at first it's pay the rent or don't pay the rent. Well, you're going to pay the rent. You're going to pay the rent. Meet this demand or don't meet this demand. Well, maybe the demand not so much. In other words, you just get so you sort it out, but eventually you'll find yourself in alignment with what you're doing, because you got to be. What you want to say to everyone is, I love you so much, but I will not give up my alignment for you. And they'll say, well, we're not asking you to give up your alignment. Just do what we need you to do and stay in alignment. And what you're really saying to them is, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to work this out so that I can be true to who I am. And being true to who you are is uplifting others. It's empowering them. And so sometimes you can go along for a while before you realize you've crossed the line. You're no longer empowering them. You've developed dependencies. You are depriving them. You are insulting them of their own resources. All you ever intended to be was an example of someone who could line up, not somebody who lined up and provided for everybody else. You see? And sometimes it's gone so far that you're not going to teach them, and you don't want them to starve, and you're going to keep doing what you're doing because that's the path of least resistance. But it's your path of least resistance. It's something that you've decided, not something that's being demanded of you. And can you feel the difference?
Yes.
Oh yeah, you can.